Okay, so today's lesson is Unit 2, Linear Functions, starting Unit 2, Evaluating Functions. So we'll start with number 1. It says, given f of x, that's how you pronounce that, f of x. That's just how it's pronounced. F of x equals 5x plus 9. What is f of 8? Okay, all right. What's in parentheses right here? What's in parentheses right here? 8. Okay, so look, this is what we're going to do. On your paper, put F and leave the parentheses open. So I'm dropping this down, but I'm leaving them open. Write it down. Equals 5. Wherever you see an X, you're putting an empty set of parentheses. Wherever you see an X, you're putting an empty set of parentheses. And drop down your plus 9. Okay, so I got 2 empty sets. In parentheses, I'm now going to put this number, 8. So 8 goes here, and 8 goes there. The X disappears. The X disappears. This just drops down. That doesn't mean anything. It's just function notation, so you don't need to worry about it. It just drops down. You may use your calculator today. In my calculator, you can type all that in at one time. So let's go ahead and do that. So I would type in 5 parentheses 8 plus 9. I would type it all in on one line. Parentheses 8 plus 9 and press enter. What are we getting? 49. Okay, that's the answer. That's the answer. Okay, number 2, given f of x equals 10 minus 2x, what is f of negative 1? So I'm going to make my frame. I'm going to set up my frame. So I'm going to put f with an empty set of parentheses equals 10 minus 2, and I'm going to put an empty set of parentheses. Wherever I see an x, I'm putting an empty set of parentheses. Wherever I see an x, I'm putting an empty set of parentheses. The x disappears. The x disappears. Okay? What's in parentheses right here? So that goes in both of them. That goes in both of them. All right, I'm going to drop this down, f of negative 1. Drop that down. And I'm going to type all of that in my calculator. You have to be careful with the minuses and negatives. So you want to do 10 minus 2. So the minus is on the side. 10 minus 2, parentheses, negative 1. So the negative 1's down at the bottom for the negative. Right. Should be getting 12. Okay. Anybody's calculator not working? Okay. So 12 is our answer. 12 is our answer. Good. Okay. Number 3, f of negative 4. Find f of negative 4 if f of x equals 2x minus 7. Jesse, help me set up my frame. What would I write? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Perfect. Set up my frame. Empty set of parentheses. Set up your frame. Zaria, what's going in the parentheses? What number's right here? Uh-huh. So you put it in both places. Put it in both places. All right. You may type all of that in your calculator at one time. Type it all in. Do not say the answer out loud. Just type it in. Don't say it out loud. Daniel, what are you getting? Good. Negative 15. Raise your hand if you got negative 15. Okay. Excellent. All right. All right. Number 4. Tamara, read that one for us. Okay, this is a word problem. This is a word problem. Daniel, set your calculator down for just a minute. Set it down for just a minute. First thing I want you to do is circle the important stuff. Somebody tell me one thing that's important. Joey? Okay. Circle it on your paper too. Circle it on your paper too. Dylan? 10 hours. And Ethan H? Represents hours. Okay, you should have 3 things circled on your paper. Those 3 things. Great job, guys. Those are the 3 things that need to get circled. X represents hours. X represents hours. Okay? Well, right here, they tell us 10 hours. So 10 is going to go in the X spot. So X is hours. And so 10 has to go in the X spot. So let's set up our frame. Let's set up our frame. F, empty set of parentheses, equals 50 plus 10, empty set of parentheses. So I'm setting up my frame. Setting up my frame. F, empty set of parentheses, equals 50 plus 10, empty set of parentheses. Okay. All right, Chuck, what's going in the empty set? 10 hours. So we put 10 in both of them. 10 goes in my parentheses. Okay? All right. People are absent. Haley, what do you get when you type that in? 150. 150. Anybody else type it in and get 150? Okay, good. Good, good, good. Okay. All right, number 5. Andrea, read 5 for us.
Where X represents the number of minutes you talk on your phone. How much would your bill be if you talked 47 minutes?
Good. Jacob King, tell me one thing to circle. Good. X represents the number of minutes. So we're going to circle all of that. Good job, Jacob King. X represents the number of minutes. Dylan, something else we're going to circle. Good. 47 minutes. And Chad, what's the last thing? The equation. Yep. Okay, good. All right. Let's see. Jacob S., we're ready to set up our frame. Up, what up? Uh-huh. Very good. Okay. Okay, guys, I really want you to see the connection here. What was in parentheses here? X. X was in parentheses. They're telling me X is the number of minutes. They're saying X is how many minutes. Well, how many minutes did she talk? 47. That's why 47 goes in the parentheses. That's why. So 47 goes in the parentheses. All right. Gracie, what do you get when you type that in your calculator? Very good. 152.5. Something wrong?
I deleted it now. I got 0.2.
All right, next time leave it on your calculator so I can see it. Okay, number 6. Let's see who's up. Ethan G., read it for us. Good. Ethan H., what I want you to do first.
Circle.
Good. Allison, what else should get circled? N is weeks. Very good. N is weeks. And Joey, there's one more thing to get circled. Very good. Week 10 and 13. Week 10 and 13. Okay. On this problem, they give you two different numbers. They give you week 10, and they also give you what?
13.
Week 13. All we have to do is do it twice, which is not hard, because we have our calculators, and we know how to set up our frames. Okay, so we're going to have to do it twice. So let's set up our frame. F, empty set of parentheses, equals 10, empty set, minus 2. So we're going to set up our frame. What? We'll write it once to start with. Write it once to start with. Okay? All right. The first thing we're going to put in is week 10, because what was in parentheses right here? What letter? N. And N stands for weeks, and we have 10 weeks. So we're going to put 10 in. We're going to put 10 in our parentheses. We're going to put 10 in. Okay? All right. Andrea, what is that giving you? Good, 98. Okay, guys, so we figured out how many hours she studied for week 10. So I'm going to put a little check there. We did week 10, but we're not done. Is it gone? No, it flew away. All right. We did week 10. They also give us week 13, so we have to do it again. So I'm going to do my frame again. I'm going to do an empty set, 10, empty set of parentheses, minus 2. So I'm going to build my frame again. All right, Joey, this time what number has to go in there? 13. All right, 13 goes in there. Gracie, what do you get for that one? Very good, 128. Okay. The question says, here's the question part. How many hours did Callie study between week 10 and week 13? So she was at 98 hours. Then she was at 128 hours. How many did she study between these two? What do I have to do with these two numbers? Subtract them. Subtract them. Subtract them. Between, trying to figure out how many is in between these. So you subtract them. Yeah, but just always make it positive because we're talking about hours. Yes. Okay, not yet. All right, guys, these two numbers, we're subtracting them. We're subtracting them. It doesn't matter if you get positive or negative. Remember, it's asking for hours. So it's going to be positive. Okay? All right. Number 7. Let me have Chad read this one. Good. Ethan H., what's the first thing I want you to do on this one? I want you to do that too, sir, on your paper too. Zaria, what else do I circle? Good. Day 12 and 16. And Haley, there's one more thing that needs to be circled. Good. X equals days. X is how many days. Okay? All right, Jesse, what are we going to do first? Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Daniel, what's going to go in the parentheses first? 12? Tamara, what's that giving you? Good. Jacob S., what else do I have to do with this problem? Perfect. Okay, good. All right, Allison, what number goes in there now? 16. And Chuck, what are you getting for that one? Yes. Yes. Shh. Chuck, 76. All right, Ethan G. The question's saying how many minutes did she use between those 2 days? So what do we have to do? Subtract them.
Instead of 66, I got 66. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, I put 14. Oh,
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Number 8. Dylan, read that one. Of X.
Where X is the number of innings that would play.
Good. All right, Jacob King, what am I circling? Okay, nope, what else? Not that, keep going, something else. X is the number of what? Innings. Good. Okay, Joey, what else gets circled? 3rd and 8th inning. Okay, good. Okay, Dylan, what would I do next? Good. So F, empty set, equals what, Dylan? Good. Okay. Jacob King, what number am I putting in the parentheses first? Good. Okay. Joey, what is that getting you? Good. All right, Tamara, what else do I have to do? That's a teacher warning for both of you. Sorry, Daniel and Jacob King. Okay, good. Okay, Ethan G, what's the question asking? Read the question to us. Good. So Chow, what do I have to do with my 2 numbers? Good, which gives you what? Okay. All right. Number 9. Number 9. Let's have Allison read this one. Good. Chuck, something to circle. The function. Tamara, something else to circle. Good. $10 and 60 songs. And Jacob Shelton, there's one more thing that needs to be circled. Good. X is songs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold up on this one. Hold up. Some of y'all are already doing it, and this one is a curveball. This one's a curveball. Okay, so if you've been hitting home runs, you need to watch up here to learn how to hit the curve. Okay. In the parentheses is what letter? X. Okay. X is in parentheses. What does X stand for? Songs. X is the number of songs. Okay, stick with me. Does Arthur have 10 songs? He got $10. Okay? Not 10 songs. How many songs does he have? 60. We're not putting both of these in. We are not putting both of them in. Hold on, stick with me. Let me talk for another minute. Right here, 3rd and 8 were both what? 3rd and 8 were both what? Innings. They were both innings. That's why we put them both in. Let's go back to this one. X was days. These were both days, so we put them both in, okay? But on this problem, you just put one of them in. X is songs, so we put in 60. That's the only one we're putting in. Okay, let's go ahead and work on that. So, Joey, help me build my frame.
Okay. F
Good. Okay. All right. Ethan H., what did we say was going in the empty set? No. All right, Ethan H., what does it say X stands for? Songs. Which one of these is songs? That's the only one we can plug in, is 60. Only one we can plug in is 60. Daniel, what does that give us when we plug in 60? 13. Okay. Here we go, guys. Hold up. The question says, how many more dollars does Arthur need to buy 60 songs? Here's what we just did. We just figured out that if Arthur bought 60 songs, it's going to cost him $13. That's what we just figured out. If Arthur buys 60 songs, it's going to cost him $13. The question says, how many more dollars does Arthur need? Arthur has how much money? He has $10. It's going to cost him $13. So he has $10. It's going to cost him $13. How many more dollars does he need? 3. That's the final answer. 3 is the final answer. So you can subtract 10 if you want to think about it like that. That's how we get 3. Okay. All right. Okay. Number 10. Daniel, read that one. Head up.
Represents the cost of a month for an internet video club. Kimberly now has 8 calls. How much more money she needs to order 8 which?
Good. Tamara, something to circle. Okay. Joey, something else to circle. Okay. Jacob King. Okay. And Andrea, last thing that needs to be circled. What does M stand for? Movies. M is movies. M is movies. Okay, so let's build our frame. Tamara, how do I build my frame? Empty set. Okay. Okay, again, you're going to have to make an educated decision here. Jacob Shelton, what letter was in the parentheses? And M stands for? Movies. And how many movies? 8. Of course, you can't go wrong on this one. I need to change this problem for next year. Okay. Put in 8. 8 movies. All right, so that gives me 34. All right, Joey, 34 is not the final answer. How did you get 26? Why? Joey? Why do you have to take away 8?
Because she has 8 movies.
She has $8. Okay, she has $8. Okay, she has 8. So it says, how much more will she need? She'll only need 26 more. 26 more. Okay. All right. Great job. Number 11. Joey, read 11. Good. Dylan, something to circle. Just one. Good. Jacob King. 500 minutes. Zaria, what else? What else gets circled? Tamara, help her out. All right, are you doing this on your paper? Circling? And Ethan H. What else gets circled? X minutes. All right, X minutes. Okay? All right, let's build our frame. F empty set equals 0.05 empty set plus 30. Build our frame. All right, Chuck, what letter was in parentheses? X. And Chuck, what did X stand for? Good. And which one of those numbers is minutes? Good. So 500 goes in. Okay. All right, Ethan G, what are you getting? For this, you get 55? Okay. All right. Tamara, is 55 my final answer? No, what do I have to do? Subtract what? 25. And Allison, what do you get for the final answer? Somebody raise their hand and tell me the 30 in a sentence. Somebody raise their hand and tell me 30 in a sentence. Allison? Hey, Allison's going to try it. Very good. Alexis needs $30 more. Good. Very good. Okay. All right. Oyo's.